Alright guys, somewhere around here we looked at the chart and it was very bearish. You see the volume was very low, the previous low where the support was and the potential breakdown from this support lower than $7,700 was very likely to happen. But despite of this inertia, despite all the bearishness, well, sometimes when the things are too obvious, they don't happen. And right now, when a lot of people probably went short at this point, the price went to the upside. Please notice that the volume here still not so high, meaning that all the short-term orders, or the majority of them, are still somewhere around here with the liquidations or stops. So the price very likely will go to collect them. And although we still should be very careful saying that we are going up, because for example here it was also very tempting to say that we are changing this trend because of this oversold condition, so we now can go to the upside. Instead of that, we have another low, and despite that, I must say that the current rise I think is more convincing. First of all, because we actually broke the baseline of the Bollinger Bands on 4 hours time frame, and every time we do that during this correction, we have the change in the trend, local trend, of course. So for example here, from bearish to bullish, from here from bullish to bearish, and so on and so forth. So here again we broke this 4 hour Bollinger Bands baseline. Moreover, right now we are above 1 day Bollinger Bands baseline as well. You remember the width of the Bollinger Bands is very narrow here, and the drop below the baseline and actually the test of the lower band was a very nice sign for the bears, showing that we may very likely go much lower, and this is actually quite of the reasonable evolution of such pattern. However, instead of that, we now are above the daily baseline on from Bollinger Bands, and this is another sign, the opposite basically sign, that we may actually go upwards from this narrow range of the Bollinger Bands, which means that we may go very far, maybe to $9,000 or even $10,000 within 2-3 weeks, maybe even faster. But in any case, as soon as we are holding above the baseline, this is a very nice sign in my opinion. What makes me a little bit bearish yet is that, for example, this stochastic RSI pattern, you remember we're looking at this like a bell-shaped stochastic RSI patterns here, and we have another one forming pretty much the same double top formation over here. It means that we may have the relief rally to the upside and then drop back again to the oversold area over here. So I would be very careful with looking at the major long positions from that point. However, still that may not work. I mean, this pattern may be broken and we will go to the upside and see much more of the green color on the chart. At the shorter time frame, we also have rather positive picture. So after the growth, right now we have a kind of rising channel, higher highs, higher lows, pretty much positive. After the growth, it looks like a bull flag with the target somewhere around $8,500, and this is just a consolidation. So this is a kind of a positive setup for the bulls, of course. So let's see how it will play out. But today I also would like to share with you some major patterns which are used by the technical analysts out there regarding the current situation on the price of Bitcoin. And I will use Dudex, the exchange which I recently made a review for. And by the way, there is a giveaway of $100 on Twitter going on right now. So please join, retweet, and you may have a chance to get your $100 bonus on Dudex. But regarding the charts, so you see, of course, we have a few competing patterns. First, we have a major triangle from $14,000, which will bring us to the zone, well, at least depending on where you count the beginning of the triangle. So the zone will be from $4,500 to $6,500. Well, I would be quite conservative maybe to say it would be $6,000, but some people saying that it will be like $5,000 or lower. Another way to look at it is that we have the wedge, the major wedge, also starting from $14,000, and usually this is a bullish pattern which would bring us to the upside, at least to the previous high, which is $14,000, and it happens like in 2/3 cases for this kind of bullish wedges. But this is the major, like a huge patterns. The smaller one is of course the bear flag, which people are saying that the drop is the first part of this bear flag from $9,500, and now we have the channel over here. I think that actually this channel is very important, but regarding the bear flag, the target for the drop will be something like $6,400 as the measured distance for the pole of the flag. But I think that this one is too obvious to happen, to occur. I think that the more important pattern here is this channel. You see, it has rather clear edges from the top and the bottom, so at some point, of course, it will be broken. Sometimes such a situation results in a false breakout first, for example, to the downside, but low volume, and then to the upside, and then a real breakout happens quite fast actually after the false breakout. So we need to look at the volume, of course. We need to look how far the price will go from the edges of the channel, if it will have this false breakout or an attempt to make a real breakout. But until it will happen, there are few other smaller patterns. Also, by the way, this channel may look like a broadening formation over here, like a broadening wedge, and the uncertainty of the breakout of this formation is very high, so we don't basically know where it will be broken. However, in my personal opinion, since we see the higher highs and higher lows, it is more likely for this pattern to be broken to the upside, despite all the temptation for the collection of the stop orders of the long positions below $7,700. We'll see how it works, but within this channel there is at least one important thing. This is the wedge, also descending wedge, and some people are drawing it as a channel. Even this channel is already broken, and by the way, there is some kind of a nice volume on this breakout, so something similar was already here. Also the breakout, consolidation, and one more leg to the upside. So maybe we'll have a consolidation, one more leg to the upside. But if this is the wedge, then the measured distance for the rise of this wedge would be somewhere at the area of $8,600, maybe $700, and it's very close to the upper part of this channel. So technically we may expect the stop, some kind of pullback from that zone, and if it will be broken, then it will be actually also very close to the upper part of this wedge, the major wedge. So you see, this zone is very, very important, and if those things will go smoothly and we will have this breakout and we'll trade somewhere around here, then of course we will have this $9,300 as the area of the previous support on the major triangle and the lows which happened there, and then $9,600 as well as a breakout point of this triangle. So you see, there are like a competing patterns over here. Some of them are bearish, some of them are bullish. So I would say that we just need to look at the major support and resistances. We need to look at the volume, at the speed of the chart moves, and hopefully this will make the picture a bit more clear. In any case, I will continue to keep you updated, and that is it for today. Thank you for watching.